C30 dually progress update number 6. Look at that. Now, I know what you're thinking. Not much different from the last video. Now, I'm going to tell you right now you're wrong. First thing, oh yeah, look at that. All the firewalls back together. Foot hinges on, they're kind of just on there loosely because I know they're going to need to be adjusted. I was out here solo today, otherwise the hood would have been on. That thing's heavy. But here is where all the big progress was made. Wow, look at that. Don't look too hard down there. I want your focus to be up here. I'll tell you what, when I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, that cab over there, it's blue, the interior was blue. This cab's red, interior is red. And I thought to myself, man, that's gonna be ugly when it mixes together. But you know, it's not too bad. Now, yes, I cut quite a few corners today. Look, last owner cut a bunch of the dash out. I can't even get the radio in there. It's not in there. This thing, never gonna be run during the summer. I didn't even bother hooking that up. These switches, they're hooked up. Headlights don't work. I got taillights though, so it's not that switch that's broken, and it's not the wiring for the switch that broke. It's something up there, and I didn't have headlights there before. Now I don't have them here, so this truck needs a whole new wiring harness, okay? If it's not evident enough, I mean, this is, you're not supposed to do that. Now, anyway, this is the big achievement of the day. This was by far the hardest, because it goes, you know, there's the mounting up in here with these 4 bolts, and then the 2 that go up here that are also connected to the pedal assembly. And then there's the pedal assembly here, and then, you know, that's just not even, I gotta fix that later. So that little coupler there, that's what I fought for most of the day. Because this piece down here, that's connected to that, but it likes to move around, and then when you try to put that in there, it moves back, and then once you get that all the way here, it's too far back, so then you gotta beat it with a hammer to get it to line up right. It sucks, but it's there, it works. I put the door panels in it, and then right after I put the door panels in it, look, I didn't really put the door panels in it, they're just kind of on there with a couple 2-3 screws. But once I put the door panels on, I realized that I still haven't drilled the holes for the mirrors yet, so that's gonna have to come back off. It's not too hard. I didn't really even put the felt up in here because it sucks to do and it doesn't really need it. But yeah, gauges didn't work before, they're not gonna work now. I might have a speedometer, I never looked at it when I drove it around before. But yeah, went to the hardware store. I think I used none of the hardware that I bought, which, you know, it's typically what you do, because I thought I lost some bolts, and then I got back and those bolts that I bought didn't work, so I was like, oh man. And I went to the shop and I found some bolts that worked, so they probably were the ones that I thought I had lost. Glove box, it's there, don't open it. Ashtray still in the other cab, gotta grab that. You know, I'll probably just leave that. It's kind of, you know, it's whatever. It's $100 I don't have to spend if I just leave it and don't look at it. Still got to put the VIN in it. So the dash pad I didn't even bolt in. It's just kind of, I mean, it's bolted in where this is bolted in, but over here I didn't even bother yet, because look, this is not a high-speed rig, okay? I'm not worried. But yeah, and then I got most of the wiring hooked up, most of what I could figure out, and you may notice that there's a battery in it. And I put the battery in not to test the headlights, not to test if any of the gauges worked, because I knew they didn't. I put the battery in to see, oh, what, uh-oh, why don't I have crank anymore? This thing, let me roll it back. You know, this truck continues to amaze me in how it can just keep screwing with me. And now I don't have crank. And I don't know why. Maybe if I roll it back and then roll it forward again. I got nothing. I got nothing. And I really don't want to drop that, because I bolted the column in and I forgot to... Oh, I see what happened. Okay, yeah, that's what happened. So with the hydro boost, I don't know what's up with it, but whenever I turn the truck over, it likes to pull the pedal to the firewall. And I guess what I'm looking at now is the fact that it pulled the wiring harness with it and it disconnected that. So I'll be right back. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, this is why I put a battery in it. You cannot be serious. What in the... What? Why don't I have crank? This thing. All right. Anyway, I just messed with the battery a little bit. This is why. He's a runner. Anyway, you know, say what you want about how this truck looks. It runs so well. And here's what I'm going to tell you even more, which is even better. That's no fresh fuel right there. I've got this little bottle here. I decided just to fill this bottle with the 5-gallon bucket of fuel that I have here. And no, this fuel is not new. This is the fuel that came out of the tank after it sat in a barn for 20 years. So, if that tells you anything about this truck's will to live, it is that. Because, boy, it ain't gonna rev up on that fuel, but it'll idle on that. Little quadra-jet's gotta get rebuilt still. I didn't even put the fuel pedal, or the gas pedal back in. Because this thing had years. I mean, I might even just try to find a better carb for it, to be honest, because this thing had years of mice living in the... I mean, you should see... I don't even know where I put it. I think it's out here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. That's what it looked like when I pulled it off. That's the bottom. So the mice had their way with top of my motor. But this thing's a runner. Sounds great now because I wanted it to. No, I did not cut this muffler off because I wanted to. I cut it out because it has mice living in it, or lived in it. And it's probably blown out, so. And let's be honest, it sounds way better. But yeah, I was actually surprised when I cranked over. I thought I was gonna be chasing my tail with wiring for a while. So, yeah, no, the next big thing is gonna be, well, tomorrow we're gonna get the hood on. Today's Friday. Tomorrow we're gonna get the hood on. We're gonna try to get the glass in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to reuse the old seal. That's what's kind of holding me up. I should have bought a new one, but I haven't yet. So we're gonna try either using the old seal, and then we're gonna see what we could do with getting a seat in here. I'm probably gonna pull a carb off tomorrow so I can finally get a rebuild kit, because I've been putting it off and forgetting every time I'm out here. So I'll pull the carb off. It might not even be rebuildable, I gotta be honest. It's gonna be a task. Snow Holly. So, look, quadra-jets, they get their hate. And I understand it, because they're not very good. And when it comes to performance, but they are very good when it comes to idling after sitting for many years. And I will give them their credit there. And then we're gonna have to figure out this bed. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna cut the rust out and set it back down there, because she's a classic. She's gonna get beat on, don't worry. But she's not gonna get beat on too hard. So yeah, that's that for today. I mean, I've been out here all day. It's like 4:30 now. I've been out here since 8. And it was raining this morning, but it has just been so beautiful this last week, so I tried to make the most of it. Tomorrow is going to be pretty nice too, so that's why I want to get out here. Because next week I'll be out of town. It's supposed to be super hot anyway, so. But then, yeah, I got a couple more weeks before I go out to school, so I'm not going to be able to work on this. I just want to get it. To a place where it can move around under its own power, because this ain't my property, and I don't want to just kind of leave it here with it. I feel like a jerk if I do that. Yeah, some of you may notice the glass on the ground here. That's because the previous owner, I may have even shown this in one of the last videos I'd done, but instead of properly removing the glass from this, they simply just beat it out of the door. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the window was rolled down and they shut the door and it broke some out. I don't know. But I do know that the bottom of this door is kind of starting to go enough to where every time I close it, some glass shards fall out. And I've been trying to bring the shop vac out here, but there's probably a million shards in there. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah, I'm just so happy that it starts and runs and that it sounds pretty good, because, like, you know the way, I mean, it doesn't sound great, let's be honest, but you know the way trucks are with how their exhaust works, where, it comes out one end, comes out the other end, meets underneath the driver, and then it's just a single out. I want to do a nice exhaust. Again, that's a want, not a need, but I want to do pretty much a true dual with probably an H pipe, because the way trucks are, it's kind of hard to do an exhaust, especially with an X pipe. But I want to do a true dual with an H pipe, because this is a 350. I've got another car, a Chevy with a 350. That's just basically a true dual with an H pipe, and it sounds really good. So I kind of want to mimic that with this, or maybe I'll just leave it straight piped. Be one of those guys. Oh, taillights are still on. Oh, that one doesn't work anymore. I swear it worked before. We're down to one light. Ah, brother. Wait, why is that? What? Hold on, maybe it's this. I can't tell from over here. The wiring is just, it's wiring. It sucks. And I'm gonna have to order a new wiring harness, but for now I'm just gonna get what I need working. But that's where we're at today. Again, like I said, I'm gonna be out here tomorrow. Gonna try to get the windshield in, try to get the hood on. Then maybe even the mirrors tomorrow, because we don't have much to do. I don't think I'm gonna get to the bed tomorrow. Maybe. I still have to decide what to do with it. I have to figure out, the brakes aren't working. I have to get the clutch connected, because I didn't bring cotter pins with me. I don't know if there's any here. And the cotter pin with the shaft down there, it just keeps, I did buy cotter pins, but then it's both our faults, but the cashier forgot to put them in the bag and I didn't even notice, so it's whatever. Anyway, I digress. I'm gonna clean up here and go home, but again, like I said, I'm just super happy with today. Adios.